right, loading up.
Dang, it's full.
All right. How I sound? Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. You have just entered in the mortal portal with the title Millennials. This is Diverse Universe. All right, man, we back in the building doing what we got to do, man. It's already feeling great. Flex,
What's up?
are you in the building?
I'm in the building. What's up? What's up?
Michelle, are you in the building?
I'm here, love. I'm here.
Should I move?
Kiara, are
Yeah.
you in the building?
Already.
Kid, you ain't got to say nothing, but are you in the building? Flex, who do we have in the building right now with us?
Yes. We're
Who
going to
do
allow
we-
her to introduce herself.
Yes.
What's goody? My name's T, Urban T. You feel me? I'm an artist and a nail technician.
Yeah.
Full around entrepreneur.
Period. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. And a nail technician.
Come on, Nail Tech in the building? Where my ladies at?
Yeah. I got you.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm going to get you right. I'm going to
Hold
make
on.
sure
We're going to get you
know.
right in just a second. It's leaning,
Look, what we talking about?
the mic.
All right, first topic. We was talking about is going 50-50. Is going 50-50 a problem in a relationship?
We back on this again.
Yes, and here's the reason. I actually didn't come up with that one. Somebody hit me up and they said, "Hey man, I really want to know how y'all feel about this." I said, "Hey, we talked about it." And they said, "Well, I wasn't watching then. I like the group you have now, and I want to know what they feel about it." I said, "Well, man, we talked about it." He said, "Yeah, bro, but I'm just asking." And I was like, "You know what? That makes sense." I called Kid. I said, "Hey, man, somebody said they want to talk about some old stuff." And you know what I mean? Me and Kid thought about it like, he is right. We talked about this, but we got, people here with different outlooks on things. And I want to get their opinion. And I don't even remember what we said then. But if you can educate me, what was said then? So let's see if we got the same energy now. What was said then about going 50-50?
Absolutely. So last time we talked about this 50-50 conversation, we brought up this video clip that was going viral.
I like that she looked it up. Like, do we have it?
at the time.
Like, we should have had it, right?
Yes.
We should have had it. That would have
We
been
gonna have
dope.
We're going to have it. We're going to get
I
it
was
together.
checking.
Nah, man, that would have been hard.
No, it would have been lit though if it would have
I'm telling you, did
We'll cue
last
it
time.
next
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Next time. But there was a viral video that we were talking about. And
Okay.
that video it was another man who was successful in setting his ways, trying to give advice to a young man who was trying to come up. And he was telling him that 50-50 was really like modern day slavery, right? If you expect your woman to go 50-50 with you, but you're not picking up in other places, is that really fair, or is she just over accommodating? So that's what we said last time.
Mhm.
That was the debate. So today we're going to talk about it. We're going to kind of get your perspectives. How do you feel about the 50-50 conversation?
I feel like if he's definitely not accommodating in other regions, you feel me, other aspects, you feel me, other relationship or the situation of you guys' unity, I don't think that's fair. I don't know. I feel like girls naturally, you feel me, give and do a lot. So I feel like when it comes to my man, I be expecting him to do, you feel me, just as much as I'm able to pick up with. Also, you feel me?
That give and take. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Okay. Kiara, how you feel about the 50-50 conversation?
I didn't go 50-50. I'm going through a divorce, but we didn't go 50-50. But
Sorry to
to
hear
that point, so like she said, if you're in a position where you can help out a little bit more around the house and you're actually physically there, then 50-50 is cool. You know, we both working, we both, giving and taking. If we got a kid or kids and we both giving and taking, cool. But I was in a military situation, and so it was a lot of me doing kind of like everything by myself around the house type deal, you know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, nah, my dude, we can't go. How can we go 50-50 if you ain't never here? You know what I mean? So nah.
I love the conversations for. I'm gonna go to Flex before I give my outlook on the Flex. How you feel about 50-50, B?
I have mixed feelings about the 50-50 because I really thoroughly believe that in a relationship, you're going to have to pick up slack. It's never going to be 50-50 in my personal opinion is going to be 60-80. It's going to be, or six, excuse me, my numbers. Ooh, 60-40.
Hey, I wasn't judging you.
You know, because
Because I went to public school too.
I'm not even going to touch that today.
I wasn't judging. I can't judge nobody on that, man.
Education versus my Atlanta education, but
I'm definitely not Jody on that one. Hey, you know, usually I have a snappy comeback, but I am at a disadvantage. Like, we were fighting for we were fighting for goddamn accreditation when I was graduating. We fighting for accreditation right now. Sorry.
Wait,
go ahead.
But yes, so for me, in my opinion, I do not believe that 50-50 is essentially fair when it comes to finances, because I think that's what we're talking about right now, is financially is 50-50 fair. If I am maintaining a household, you cannot expect me to not be burnt out, right? Mm-hmm. I know a lot of men talk a lot about the mental health aspect of it and how difficult it is to really have the world on your back. Luckily, if you're in a good partnership, though, you're not going to have the world on your back on your own.
Right.
So if I am cleaning the house, right, in Kiera's storyline, if I'm cleaning the house and I'm doing all of these things and you're not here, there is no way that you can expect me to maintain this household and still have the energy to take care of the household as far as the financial aspect. I hear so many military stories about relationships with people who are in the military. In relationships in general, I think in the world, it really takes communication and it takes us working together. So if you have an understanding with your partner that 50-50 can work, then that's great. But if I'm telling you as your partner, hey, I can pick up this slack for a certain amount of time, but after that, I need you to figure out how we're going to get past it. How many of our men today actually have a vision or a understanding of where they're going and where they want to take their family? A lot of people are too focused on self.
Facts.
Right, exactly. So a lot of people are focused on self, and they typically struggle with the adjustment to what it means to lead an entire household, because you're not just leading yourself. I mean, your wife, right? She has to be able to follow your vision. Your children has to be able to follow the example that you set. So in today's society, I think that 50-50 is possible if you and your partner have that understanding, but I don't think that is necessarily fair in what we see in today's society, because one income in a household nowadays isn't as sufficient as it was 5-10 years ago even.
Okay. Y'all know me, man. Y'all know I'm the flip artist. I like to flip it. I'm always disagreeing. I can on this one. I liked everything like that y'all said. Everything was right. I'm going to address, get the feminine filmography, whatever you got to get out. Because I'm going to do something that I feel like I don't do enough of. Let's talk to the men.
Okay.
Women and the workforce, no matter about how, everybody's here going to disagree with this statement. Women and the workforce. Oh, I'm sorry. So women and the workforce does not go hand in hand. That's just the truth. Once a woman entered the workforce, everything is now changed. I don't care how less, how small, how many hours she put in. When a woman entered the workforce, you can no longer say tradition is not a thing here, because it's just not going to be natural. That looked like somebody whose name is Vigilance. Is his name Vigilance?
Yes.
Vigilante?
I'm not interrupting him.
I was getting into it, but you have a presence. Great job. But yeah, the workforce and a woman, once they start rocking, your house is no longer traditional. And you have to get that out your head. So 50-50 do have to look different. First of all, in my house, my wife worked. It was one point my wife made more than me. Far as like if you take away me doing these little events and here and there and, you know what I mean, bringing more money in the household, if we just say job and put them next to each other, my wife was bringing home more than me. But 50-50 doesn't make sense to me. So it's no way possible my wife still should be taking 50-50. So my wife just had a lot more money.
Okay, extra money.
Exactly. because I know I'm a man first. So that means I have to pay for me being a man.
Pop your shit.
Okay.
Being a man don't come free.
Big provider.
So if you that man and you be like, hey, I'm going to hear your opinion, but if I don't like it and I don't feel like it's our direction, just like she said, if I don't feel like it fits with the direction, I'm more than people like, okay, nah, let's reroute. Right. So if I'm that person, I have to pay for that. That comes with a price. Okay. So that price means it's more of a 60-40. Slick a 30. My wife pays a certain parts of the bill. She take on the little stuff. Her part of the rent or the mortgage is the smaller piece. Nothing is split in the middle because it shouldn't be split in the middle. I should never be comfortable. Yes, I want to be comfortable enough to worry about my mental health. But again, that's my job to worry about my mental health. It's her job to make our home a lot easier. So being traditional leaves, though, when she into work. And I think we do have to realize that. So that's why and a woman wanted to speak on that. But, I felt like as men, we have to say that. That's a thing that men have to just stop saying 50-50. The shit's stupid.
Not the shit stupid.
It's stupid.
Especially if you're trying to be traditional.
Come on now.
Yeah, if you're trying to be traditional. If we being real, I love that women love their sexuality. I love y'all being in touch, y'all. You know what I mean? Making knees, all that good stuff. But I don't care how you try to twist it, flip it, sell it. Sex is always going to be easier and more enjoyable by and for a man. And that's why I say easy and more enjoyable. I didn't say it's designed just for her.
No,
but
that makes sense.
But yeah, sex is like, it's a treat for a man. It's it's a treat. A woman have to find out about herself just to enjoy the motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all have to learn, like, hold on, man, I don't like it this way, I like it that way. You know what I mean? A nigga be happy if his legs is under the bed, a car is on his leg, and a baby is crying in the next room.
You can get it in.
Don't care.
These men do not care.
Don't give
Just
a
block
fuck.
Nah, we ain't saying we don't care. Don't do that. Our nature just a little bit more aggressive sexually, and we have to handle it a certain way.
I agree. It's just, have y'all ever seen a dog, right? Attack a male dog, attack a female
Why?
dog?
Come on, man.
I know.
Why did you go to a dog first?
Because it's the most in alignment with our animal.
With
So,
people?
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah, and dogs and the way that they operate. So it's a certain scent that a female dog gives off when she's in heat. And so
Ooh.
any
Hold on,
male-
put the voice on. Don't say these words normal.
Listen,
In heat.
In heat.
Let it sit.
When a
in
dog
heat.
is in heat,
Okay. When it's in heat.
they typically give off a scent. A female dog does. And so that's why they be sniffing them. I'm telling you,
Right.
for a woman as well. If you're a woman and you have a male dog, when you're on your period, have you ever noticed that his nose, for some reason, stays up the crack of your ass?
Yeah.
No matter where you go. It's because there's a certain scent that you're giving off that they are automatically attracted to. And so the male dogs are going to try and go and mate. They
Do you
go
believe
try
that
to-
humans are the same?
Absolutely. I
was
think that
finna
you
say.
men have certain noses.
No, I think that
I
we both.
really think
Like I think
Like
both.
when women
kiss-
give off
yeah.
certain
when we're
pheromones.
ovulating,
Yeah.
right? We're in our prime. That's typically when we want to have the most sex. Men, pay attention. If a woman is not in the mood, most likely you have to pay attention to her cycle and the
Her
way
windows.
that come on windows, come on windows.
She got to pay attention to those same things.
Pay attention to the
So if she
signs.
don't know, we don't know.
Most of the time, all y'all want is head or you're hungry. If we do one of those two, y'all be all right.
Facts.
Y'all be all right.
No. Fact. Actually, hunger go before everything.
You know
Slick.
what I mean? It's
Even
just
if he
like,
don't eat
make
that
me a
much, he like, you got some
sandwich.
sunflower seeds.
Come on.
Yeah.
Some M&M's,
Business.
the peanut M&Ms.
That's just
Come on
different. You
now.
trying to get a ring out of me
See?
if you come with some peanut
The
M&Ms.
peanut
As
M&Ms.
soon as I see the yellow bag, like, you trying to get a ring? You better stop.
That's all it take.
Huh?
That's all it take.
Peanut M&Ms, girl. Get the yellow
It's the little thing. Men are simple. Y'all know this, bro. Y'all know we simple.
Simple but forgetful.
We ain't forgetful.
Elaborate on that forgetful.
Yeah,
I
please
feel
do.
like every time you get with a man, he be like, I ain't never had this and I ain't never had that. Knowing his ex bitch did all of that shit.
Oh, that's a
This
flex.
nigga, like,
When a nigga say that, he
like,
flex.
Niggas be lying. Like, I ain't never been treated like this.
When a nigga do this right here, bro, I ain't never had it like that, bro. He lying.
Okay. I'm like, niggas be forgetting like the last bitch be treating them like the King Tut, like, and he still gave no fuck.
Say that again. Wait, I want to make sure y'all heard what she just said.
Oh, please.
A man can be treated like King Tut and still not be appreciative of the woman that he has.
Ooh.
Let's elaborate on that a little bit. We're going to talk about it just a little bit.
Say it again.
You know, a man will be treated like King Tut, she said.
Yeah.
But he will still not be appreciative of the woman that is treating him like the king that he thinks or he may be.
If I can answer that.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
This is dressing men. When a man cheats on a good woman, it's because he have self-esteem issues. And why he have self-esteem issues, when he get a good woman, see, you was a 99 when he met you, but because he thinks of himself as a 58, when he got you, you was a 99, but now he views you as a 48.
That's facts.
Because
That's
he don't
facts.
know how to
That's
view anything else.
facts. That's facts.
So he like, this
So
bitch can't
facts.
be the chick if she with me. You know what I mean? So she good enough to cheat on.
That's facts.
But if a nigga value himself, he like, well, she got to be 100 because I know I'm at least 88. So that means I ain't going to lose her because she going to be stupid enough to lose me. That's how a real nigga think. But I do agree, a lot of niggas with low self-esteem issues and mama issues does waste off on a good thing. But what about women with daddy issues and messed off on a good man? Help me out with that, Flicks. Miche. Help me out with that.
I feel like, you feel me, that definitely can occur in terms, especially in the trust regions, you feel me, when a young girl is expecting or, you know, wanting her dad to be there for her or take up for her or understand her or represent her, you feel me, and he's just not able to do certain things, you feel me. It makes you fearful in terms of, you feel me, other relations, or when you're treated wrong by your father as a young girl. Now when you're out in this dating streets, I mean, that's your social norm now. You're kind of accustomed to it. This is how your dad talked to you. This is how your dad, you know, treated you. Like, so now you're getting used to having your standards lowered because your dad wasn't shit. Right. So, yeah.
I got daddy issues. I do.
Be honest. Let's talk about
Shit.
And you know, like sometimes you really don't even realize the issues until you get into a relationship, and then you be like, "Oh wow, this did stem from so and so." Because like, I feel like for me not having my dad in my life, I didn't know what a man role was supposed to be. So I just literally had to just put my best foot forward, and if I didn't like something, I didn't like something. But if I did, I did. But I still haven't really had that role model of a father figure, a male role model, period, to even know certain things and certain traits. So, but I think that affects me because sometimes the things that I like may not be the exact thing that's not for me.
You had a stepdad?
No.
You didn't?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, but he was like,
Oh,
he
do y'all
was
wanna know?
like one of those. You just the man in here because you married to my mama.
So that was just your mama's boyfriend to you.
Basically.
How old was you when she got with him?
Yo, I'm so sorry, and let's keep that. I just want to, first of all, I apologize. Let me, if you can introduce yourself, sir, and then we're going to jump back into the question. I just want to pay you like that respect.
No, I appreciate that. All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Vigilante, the high-value Sigma male, King Hypergamy. In other words, the perfect person for this conversation. So that is who I am in a nutshell.
It's a pleasure, Brad. It's a pleasure. You was asking the question. I don't want to interrupt that. I just wanted to at least, you know what I mean, pay the respects. What was the question you was asking Miche?
If she had a stepdad, and what type of stepdad he was.
Got you.
Yeah, he was just like one of those, you just married to my mom, so we live in the same household.
Mm-hmm.
Never any like a relationship things, never talking one-on-one, never none of that. But he never treated me inappropriately or wrong. It was just, you my man's, you're my mom's husband, and that's just what it is. So still was just never no relationship.
Did you want that relationship with him?
No.
Okay,
That's not
that
my
kind.
daddy.
Well, he was assuming the role of picking up the slack to where your dad was not there. So essentially, he was, but he wasn't. That's why it's called a stepdad.
Yeah, but he wasn't a stepdad. He didn't step up.
Okay, so even he was lacking.
Yeah, he didn't want to take care of his own kids, let alone me.
Did you have a
dang,
conversation
yeah,
with your
other
mom
kids.
about that?
Yeah, we have conversations a lot about it.
They still married?
No.
Okay, so back when they were married, did you have conversations with her about it?
No.
Why not?
It really wasn't anything to be. I don't know. I think because it just really, like I said, it wasn't like a pressure of I wanted him to be something for me.
Mm-hmm. What about her?
My mom.
Yeah.
You know, she did the best she could.
No, I mean like him to be something for her too.
Yeah, but
Leading the witness.
Because that conversation probably could have helped her talk through some stuff. She probably needed you to have that. You the oldest?
no, I'm the middle child.
In the middle?
Mm.
So that was she probably felt like that she needed to reach out to one of y'all to have that conversation with her.
Mm.
Because it sounds like you had a rough start. If your dad wasn't there and then your stepdad was not what you would deem to be an actual stepdad, even though he was a stepdad, and then they got divorced, for you to go into the dating market after that,
Yeah.
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even if you do get with somebody that's even halfway decent, it's not even gonna look halfway decent. You're gonna have some steak in front of you that you're gonna think is bologna.
Yeah.
And then when the next girl is having that steak, then you're gonna be looking at it like, oh, he only with her because, and there's gonna be a million excuses to why that is.
Mhm.
When he actually did want you,
Mhm.
he was the best man for you.
Mhm.
But it was a lot of stuff that you hadn't gotten over.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm slick kind of going through that right now.
Oh, see, I told you I'm the perfect person for the show.
Quick question: Do you? I mean, if you wanna pull away, or you know, what I mean,
Oh no.
is it cool? Okay. I just want
That's
you to know.
good because
I
I
want.
want to know.
I ain't trying to get no text messages.
From who?
Like nigga, why we had to be? Yeah.
No, because I'm facing that struggle of I have
Yeah.
a good guy, but it's like something's missing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it right there.
it's not enough for me,
Yeah.
or am I enough for him? Like, it's that battle right now that I'm facing, and I think that that stems from my father. Like, he wasn't
Yeah.
around, and I really felt like I was. Just my situation, didn't have to get into it, but I felt like I wasn't enough for a long time, and that really stemmed in a lot of my relationships where I don't let enough people in, because I feel like once I get to that point where I'm indebted and I'm in that feelings, that's my biggest question. Am I enough for you? Am I ever going to be enough for you? 'Cause
Yeah.
that cheating, all that stuff, that plays a part. That no matter how much you don't try not to let stuff like that affect you, it affects you. So I think that's what it is for me. Like, that's my problem. Like, I don't let people get close to me because I feel like once I do, will I be enough for you to stay and love me?
Have you been cheated on before?
Yeah.
In every relationship? How many
My
times?
real relationships, yes.
Well, hold on. But
Hold
before
on.
y'all proceed, what do that mean?
You gonna open?
Okay, like not a situationship, like a real genuine like,
Okay,
relationship.
When
'Cause
the
I've really
title
only
back.
been in 2 real genuine relationships.
You only been in 2.
Yeah.
And then both of them, you got cheated on in both of them?
Yeah.
Did you get an explanation from both times?
They just wasn't mature enough. They really wasn't ready. It was just like one of those they in their own
Like,
I'm this nigga type shit, and they just thinking they didn't really realize what they had until it was gone type shit.
Like that?
do you,
Well,
do you
what it
think?
sound? Oh, go ahead.
Do you think that, like, okay, if a woman like steps out on you, that you would really like sit down and be ready to hear her explanation?
See, now that's
like,
a little
or
different.
her,
That's a little
like,
different.
Her reasoning.
If you talking about a man in general, I can't answer for them.
No, I'm you.
For me myself, I position myself to be. I can't really say this humbly, but I'm like him. So not only would that not happen, but if it did happen, it would be what he said earlier about that being her loss, because it would take her 3 lifetimes to find me again. I could find her tomorrow. There's a lot of hers that'd be in my DM.
No, but I'm saying, would you be able to
Like, have that conversation with her?
like, be
I
sit-
wouldn't-
you
I wouldn't
would
want
sit
to at that
there
point.
and be like, okay, I hear where you coming from, because like I just feel like when guys be trying to come with their explanation of why they cheating, they just be like,
See, that's different though.
I wasn't getting enough love.
The difference between the two is that in every relationship there's a leverage battle. What you come with first.
Start over.
Okay. I don't know, how deep do y'all want to get?
We go deep here.
Okay,
That's
it
what
just
we did.
depends. All right.
leverage.
Yeah.
Leverage. What you
It's
say?
a leverage battle when y'all
Leverage
first get into a
battle.
relationship, depending on the type of upbringing that you have, the maturity level that you come with. Of course, we have the shallow aspects of the physical, the materialistic aspects of it, the career-wise, the social status. Pretty much all of y'all hypergamy triggers, and that's why I call myself King Hypergamy. So every hypergamy trigger that y'all have, it gives more leverage to the man in the relationship. That's why celebrities have more options than the average girl will have. Is because of those hypergamy triggers.
Okay.
So when it comes to a person, like if you get cheated on by, no offense to anybody, an average guy,
Okay.
We do. Let's be real. But go ahead. I'm gonna just keep going.
his explanation is going to be less. I would hope that you would be less receptive to that, and would be more ready to just walk away from the relationship.
Right.
Because a man that cheats 9 times out of 10, not only does he probably have low self-esteem, but he's pretty much saying to you that he's a polyamorous man, but he doesn't know how to structure that situation. And because he doesn't know how to structure that situation, that's more of a reason for you to walk away from him. Because polyamorous men know how to have polyamorous structure.
Exactly. That's facts. Actually, that's a great point.
I love the point that you made, but I have a question for you, sir, because you giving out a lot of relationship advice. Are you in a relationship?
Haven't been in 1 to 2 years. But the last relationship I was in was 4 years, and then the last 6 months we was in poly.
Okay, y'all were in poly. So you believe in polygamy?
Yeah.
Okay, do you practice? Because you talked about men being polyamorous and being unable to maintain other monogamous relationships. So are you still in that mindset now after that relationship, and that's why you're not in one?
Like, would I still do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like being poly is like more circumstantial. It's like it's a situation that you in. You can't really walk around as a single man and be a poly man.
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying that you in a car when you in the house.
Right,
It
but you
gotta
have
be.
to have an intention,
And
I would guess.
It
or
depends.
assume.
It depends because I can
Yeah.
have all of the intention in the world to do that and still never find a second girl.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have that intent, I'm pushing that intent on the first girl,
Right.
and that's going to drive her fucking nuts.
Right.
So, but if we have that intent together, then we either actively go find it, like how we found it last time,
Mm-hmm.
or we just continue to keep it monogamous.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked a little bit about how you will structure your life as a polygamist.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that you structured your life now, right? With I've seen your social media. I've seen that you're very busy, right? So
Thank
do you
you.
think that you have the ability to maintain a monogamous relationship at this point in your career? And is that something that you find yourself wanting long term?
I could do that easier now
Mhm.
because now I'm way more on my purpose than I was then. Like at first I was rich, then I became wealthy, and with wealthy I was able to get my time back, and then now with all of the stuff that I have, I'm so blessed that it trickles down to everybody else. Like this right here is a smoker kit that I got from one of the brands that I work with, and it's actually a birthday gift for her.
Yes, look at that. Come on now.
Oh, thank you so
Yes.
much. This is so nice. And I be
Yes.
smoking down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to
We got the
roll
rock
up.
kit.
I
What you
should
got in your
roll
kit
up
over there?
right
Let me find
now.
out.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's a lot, and it's no
When's your
problem.
birthday?
It was on the 29th
Happy
of November.
belated.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And mine is in a couple of days. I'll be 29.
Yes.
Yes.
Big
Come
stage
on now.
game.
What are you gonna do for your
Yeah.
birthday?
We still deciding right now. People like my birthday be different. People set up stuff for me, and then I just show up to it. So like I became a foodie recently, so a couple restaurants reached out to be like, "Yo, can you do your birthday content here, please? We need all 100,000 of them followers to see this."
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then they want me to go paintballing after that, and then another podcast want me. So it's gonna be one of them days. But that right there actually makes it easier for me to date because now if the woman that I'm dating goes to that restaurant with me, she gets everything for free.
Okay,
She
you
gets to go
saving coins.
Paintballing for free. We
You
get to go
saving
to the
money.
podcast and we get
Yes.
to promote all of her businesses with my businesses. And then if she don't want to do that, then she can stay home and she can tend to the rest of the businesses that we have for our passive income.
Okay.
So that's why I say it makes it a lot easier for me to date now.
Gotcha.
You think it makes it a lot easier to date now that you're on a certain stature of your life? I mean, because you can give them a free meal and free paintball or laser tag, whatever you said. It's kind of like, how can you kind of
Determine the real.
Decipher
determine the
if
real
that's
and
what
from
she
the,
did.
from
That's
the
the,
fake?
to me that's the easiest part. Dudes be making excuses when it comes to stuff like that. If a woman is there for a free meal, you can tell. Like ain't nobody stupid.
Period.
It's simple. If we making a connection or not, whether the meal is free, are we making a connection or not from
Yeah,
this
that's
side of the table or not?
That's true.
Once you don't see that the connection is happening, then you be respectful, finish the meal, go y'all separate ways. You ain't got to be butthurt about it. Dudes that are off their purpose be butthurt about that because they done probably spent 50, 60 that night that could have went somewhere else. But I just said that mine is free. What do I lose? I'm doing content that I was going to be doing anyway. And there's going to be another girl in this seat either next week or the week after 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 or the week after. It's never going to stop.
So when you have that mindset, how do you identify or do you believe that there is one person meant for you?
Not in the Disney Channel fairy tale way, but in the realistic, real life way.
Right. So how do you determine through that who your person is? Because I hear so many men say that, especially when they get to a certain stature. They say, oh, well, I could have this woman over here, or I could have this, this woman over here, or, I could replace her. And it's a revolving door of women. If it's a revolving door of women, how do you identify who your person is?
Well, first, let's start with skill set and toolbox. So the way that you even become hypergamous or king hypergamy, or as Andrew Tate calls it, the top G, the way that you do that is by practice. If you're not practicing and women, you become a square. And then you don't know when a woman is using you for that free meal or not because you don't have discernment because you haven't been with enough women to figure out which ones are organic and which ones are not. So that's where it comes from. Most dudes that become the top G are the ones that got hurt a lot in the past because of those situations. You were looking for organic love out the gate. Like old dude, the overweight dude that was in LA that made that video about it shouldn't be this hard to find love.
Yeah.
Him. I could look at the video and see 17 reasons why a girl wouldn't talk to him. But the question is, are you ready to have that conversation or not?
Right.
And if he's not ready to have that conversation or not, then I can't do nothing for him.
Right.
But when he is ready to have that conversation, then I got 4 or 5 girls that I can send to him whenever he's ready, and they won't be playing no games with him.
And will those women be within, like, do you think that there are certain levels to which you should be dating, right? So the woman that he was probably going after was probably on Instagram or on a dating app, and he saw this beautiful woman. Do you think that people should stay within their realm of dating, or do you think that if you're a strong man and you believe in yourself, go for it?
Well, I kind of believe, like, can we curse?
Like
Yes.
dating.
We can
up.
curse. Okay, so
Okay.
okay, so I'm not a fan of being a pussy.
Okay.
So I believe that people don't change; they evolve. You go into the next version of yourself. So all of the women that are legal of age are open to all of the men that are legal of age. So whatever you find, whether she be better than you at your same level, whatever you consider it to be, is what you should go after. And then if you get the vibe that that's not what it is, then that's just not what it is. What he needs to do, instead of remaining overweight, not having a haircut, not having no style, and having one-itis, which for those who don't know what one-itis is, that's when you really only want to date one girl and you want to push marriage onto her, which is actually going to make her less attracted to you because then she's going to feel like that you really don't have no other options. And a hypergamy trigger is a woman knowing that you are pre-selected, which means that other women want to be with you is going to make her want to be with you even more. So all of these things that I just listed in that short amount of time, which he doesn't possess any of them, which is the reason why he got stood up. And he probably got stood up for a dude like me. Do you see what I'm saying? So the way that I feel about it is, if you going to be that type of person, then you have to understand that you always going to lose because you're a loser. And the moment that you stop becoming a loser is when you're going to win. The gym is he probably passed 17 gyms on his way to the restaurant. That's where he should have been instead of on that date with her. I hope that you're a homeowner because you about to spend a down payment to your crib on this bill right here.
Okay. Yes, for that.
I really hope that he had a nice whip because even if the dinner date would have went nice, she would have judged him on that when they walked outside. He's trying to skip the line. You don't skip the line and become husband. You get your life together first. And then you build your toolbox during that struggle. I don't believe in men and women struggling together. I think that we should all be on our separate path, and then we meet each other at the top.
What we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes,
I feel
absolutely.
like the struggle changes a man's mentality on a relationship completely. Like,
Are you saying like when it's hard?
yeah, like when he has money, it's like different. He loves you a little different than when he don't. It's, yeah.
What do you think causes that? And we gonna switch it up in a second, but I feel like a very important key piece of what you just said is if a man is not in the right space or mindset, he's unable to appreciate you. He's just not able to be in that mindset to be able to appreciate you. So to have that expectation, you're gonna harm yourself more than you are him.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Facts. For sure.
He don't appreciate nothing in that space. He don't
Right.
appreciate himself.
Right.
And that's why he would cheat. A man in that space right there that's trying to figure shit out. That's what all that means when you see people online arguing and complaining about, life is lifing right now and this is doing that right now.
Not lifing.
Life is life.
Life ain't life
Okay.
for me in a minute.
Be appreciative for what you have.
Once I got my bag, I put the shit in order. And I made sure that I had a structure to where even when a woman comes in, if she comes with her divine feminine nature, she can come to me with nothing and we can make her a millionaire in like 2 years easily, just with the investments that I got.
Do you think a woman can do that for a man on the opposite end?
If she wanted to. I highly doubt that she would want to, but I think if she wanted to.
Okay. Awesome.
Why would you doubt that she wouldn't want to?
Just by the results.
Of women in general, or
If more women wanted to do it, they would just do it. They buy the purse that they want to buy. They buy the heels they want to buy. They go to the club they want to go to. They sleep with the men they want to. If they wanted to make another man a millionaire, they would have done it.
I be feeling like I've been in a relationship where I've dealt with a guy who didn't have anything, but he had a whole lot of dreams, and I paid for a lot of shit for him to make money and, you feel me, like get on his feet and everything like that. But it definitely turned around and bit me in the ass, because as we were talking about a man who, doesn't have a plan and doesn't have, you feel me, the funds or anything going on positively in his life, can't focus on this relationship right now. So I feel like even if women do want to do that for their man, a lot of women are scared, but they're just gonna, you feel me, do what they gonna do, you feel me, at the end of the day. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. Is that with all of y'all all feel that same way?
What way?
What you just said.
So I can agree with it. Yes, I totally agree with what she said. I think we all had head nods. Do you agree for the most part? Yeah, we nodded.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Okay, so that's happened to all y'all. Have y'all all had an experience where y'all was hoping to get on his feet and then he dipped off later?
It wasn't even dipping. Well, it dipped off because he stayed there, but you feel me? He just was on bullshit, right? Like,
he was leeching. And then what happened after that? Like, did he end up cheating?
I had to leave after that. He cheated. No, he cheated.
Yeah,
and I left after that. He wasn't going nowhere.
He wasn't going. He was comfortable.
Right, exactly. He was comfy as hell.
What was the initial attraction?
Between
you and him.
You and him, yeah.
Oh, because we both were like intellectual people. We both shared talking, like, and a lot of people, you feel me, at my age or at that age when we first were dating, were not people who gave a fuck about a conversation. Like, they just
he gamed his way in there.
Game?
Not game.
No, we bonded. Like,
he sapiosexual you. That's what he did.
Describe it. He might have. Let me see. What
does
that mean?
A sapiosexual is somebody that appeals to the mind.
Yeah.
He sapiosexual you?
Yeah, we definitely did. On some intellectual shit, for sure.
But you just talked about a little bit about how men will pay attention to women's weaknesses or their vulnerabilities and then play off of that in general.
I said that?
You did.
You did?
I don't remember saying it, but I can elaborate on it if somebody else said it.
You did.
Okay, I'm going to believe you.
Yes.
I believe
Thank you. I appreciate
like
you.
you would have said
You would have said it, right? Sound like you would, but it's okay. We'll run the family.
Sure, yeah, we can run it.
But
Repeat that last part again. I just want to hear.
yes, yes, absolutely. So he was basically saying, in layman's terms, because I'm not going to use all the big words that he used, but in layman's terms, he basically was saying that men will run game on a woman when it comes to understanding her vulnerabilities and understanding how she acts and moves emotionally. So for me, that kind of sounds similar to what you're kind of elaborating on of, is he, you said sapiosexual? So are all men sapiosexuals?
I think they all have like a part of that. A sapiosexual is actually a part of a toolbox.
They play on your mental. That's what he said.
No, what I was saying was that
a lot of guys. No, that's why he stood out to me, because he did that. Like, most don't. Like, they really just kind of go in at the more so. I think you fine as fuck, and I want to touch you.
Okay, but he didn't come with that energy.
No, he came strictly not wanting to touch me, wanting to make it seem anything.
Right?
You feel me? Just
do you think that's because they ain't got nothing? That's all they can go for?
No, he had money at that time.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
He
like,
just had
At that time, what is that? Wait, let's talk about that a little bit.
Mhm.
at that time, like he.
So he
currently
had money.
at that time, like when
And then
when
he
I
was-
say have money, I mean
Yeah.
I mean for you feel me for teenagers. I mean
Oh,
you feel me?
okay.
I don't mean on
Okay.
no like
He was bossed
Jay-Z
up. Okay,
rich,
okay,
you feel
okay,
me?
I got
Like
you.
but at the time he had money, you know, anything that he needed to do, he was able to do.
How old
Like,
were you, if you don't mind me?
I
asking?
was like, at the time, I think I was probably like 18.
Okay.
And he was like probably like 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm 25 right now. Yeah, I
Yes.
just-
Okay,
yeah.
melanin.
What ended up happening to his bread? Because apparently he lost
That's
it while
what-
y'all
so
was in the
Basically,
relationship.
so he was a criminal, and
Mhm.
being a criminal is expensive. You got to go to court. You got to go to pay the lawyer fees. You got to pay the bonds. You got to
Mhm.
pay this, all of these
People don't
different
realize.
things. Like being a crime pays. You feel me? So
Okay.
all of that.
Yeah, when did you find
Where
that out?
was he a criminal before?
So- So I found out basically during probably like within the second week of us talking, his crib got raided by the police and they took all his guns and stuff.
So week 2.
No, his mama and his sister told me about this shit, and then when he told me, you know, afterwards, but I was already cool with them, if that makes sense.
No,
Like, we were
not
already
2
like-
weeks in. No, ma'am, you should have ran for the hills
But I
after 2 weeks. I ain't even gonna stick beside you, sis. Okay, most people be like, stick beside
it was
him.
just
Mm-mm.
guns though. It
No,
was
that's a
was
red
like-
flag. Number uno.
What?
What? I'm not signing up on that. Yes, we appreciate it. But we gonna be real, okay? We gonna be real. We should have ran for the hills week 2. We had some signs, sis.
Now I wouldn't do it. Now,
Okay.
now, like nowadays, in terms of, I'm not really interested at all in any type of criminal
Criminal activity.
activity. I am far left.
Okay.
You feel me? I don't. I'm
cannot
not
hold you
interested like in none of that. But when I was younger, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty an understanding person. I mean,
Right.
you feel me? You feel me? I used to do a lot of shit, just trying shit myself. So I wasn't really pressed to judge the next
Right.
person about
No,
what
that's
they were,
real.
What
they
they
had
had
going
going on.
Like,
Understood.
you know, yeah.
Was your
Ooh.
father in your life?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make
Yeah,
connections.
he
here
was
because
there.
I know that everybody falls for different things. So with your dad being in your life, did he ever sit you down and like put you on game and be like, look, if a man is like this or like this, like boom, boom, boom. Did he ever lay it out to you like that?
No, because me being a military brat, I kind of moved around. I didn't live with my parents together in the same household until I was in high school. So I was raised by a whole bunch of other people. Like, so essentially raising myself, but a whole bunch of other people, if that makes sense. You know, from household to household.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you too. The girl who does my hair, love her to death. She one of the coolest people that I've ever met in my whole life. Kay Diwali.
Okay.
She is so cool. She make clothes. She do hair. She cut hair. She do everything. She's so dope. She's such a dope creative. She had her first son by a street pharmaceutical rep, and he passed away. And then a few years later, she had another kid, and that dad is no longer in that kid's life. So now she's in the dating market, cool as hell, one of the coolest people I've ever met. But with 2 kids, she no longer qualifies for a high value man anymore.
Whoa.
Oh,
That-
wow.
Whoa. We haven't heard that.
Whoa.
Ouch. Sound the alarm.
Ouch.
We only got
Ouch.
10 more
Crazy.
minutes.
Ouch.
Pause.
Ouch.
Pause.
Did
How
he
do you
say
get
not
eliminated?
qualified?
How do you
She
get eliminated? Because
said
Kevin
not
Samuels ain't
qualified.
been here for a minute, okay, Kiera? We ain't heard
But
Kevin
men
Samuels.
think like that though.
Whoop. And that's cool, but we need to elaborate. So
Right.
why is she no longer qualified? Because I know a lot of bad bitches that qualify for high value men after their 3rd child. So how do you,
do.
begin to
I don't.
eliminate?
I was that. I don't.
How do you? That's cool. That's cool, but my bracket look a little bit different. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know, how do you get eliminated from qualifying
Mm-hmm.
for a high value man?
Good question.
Okay, so yeah, you gotta think about it like this. I've been on over 300 shows. I have over 200 publications. Been signed by over 20 different talent agencies. The person that I decide to get with, I have to pour all of my resources into them to make sure that my bloodline and my lineage stays linear to the work that I put in. Me being a stepfather and picking up the slack of what somebody else did in their past, does not fit the mold of me doing that. It'd be like me going to a landfill and picking up somebody else's trash just for charity. That's not fair to what I've done in my life and how parallel that I've worked. If I wanted to be in that situation, I could have done a lot less. I could be the cashier at McDonald's right now, and then I would fit perfectly into the mold of doing that. But because of the lane that I put myself in, and because of the lane of all of the other high value men and what they put themselves in, you don't have to deal with that. Remember I said she was cool as hell, right?
Right. But you having a personal choice as to whether or not you want to deal with that as a stepfather, right? And then disqualifying all women from all other high value men. Can you say for sure that that's something that...
It's up to them. Are they?
Okay.
But what I'm
I just
want to
make sure.
I'm putting out a fair disclaimer.
Okay.
So that when that woman gets smashed and left, then she can then go back to this statement that I'm making right now and go, that's why that happened. So that she's not left in the dark.
But that wouldn't be the reason why it happened. I don't think singularly. I don't believe that would be the reason
that's
why.
why. From this side of the spectrum, I'm telling you that's why it's happening.
But I thought
What
we
are
were
you
talking
saying,
about that
though?
cheating was like a whole bunch of different other things about him being,
Correct.
you know, like the what were the characteristics?
Not
that you
being
said?
whole,
we're
not having
but we're
found
not
himself.
talking
Right,
about cheating
right,
on somebody in
exactly.
a relationship.
Right.
He's not even going to give her the time of day to even get to a relationship. The moment that it comes to, I have such and such amount of kids, if she bad enough, he's still going to hit, but he's not going to commit to her, and he's probably going to keep her as like a long-term friend or a smash buddy.
I don't know. I feel like as a high value woman, myself, I don't think that my value depreciates.
How do you know that?
Because I can speak for myself. I'm speaking for me just like you have the opportunity to.
But,
So
but,
for me and
I'm
my
not,
dating
I'm not
level-
speaking for myself.
No, I understand.
The world
you
has
were.
already spoken for me.
No, you did. You just said you were speaking for yourself.
Oh, okay, in that scenario. But I mean,
Right.
like, as far as the high value stuff, that's what the market says. That's not what I'm saying.
Right. So you determine that you're high value, but I believe that I'm a high value woman.
I
That's
didn't
what I'm
determine
saying.
any of that. The
So
market
how are you
determined that for me.
Who is
That's
the
what I'm
market?
asking. Who is the market? Right. Who are we
I'm
asking?
about to say,
And where's the checklist?
My fans made this for me. My fans made that bag that I had on the table. Those brands.
Right. So
sent
you
me this.
found your market.
I
though.
didn't determine that.
Right. You found your market.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
No.
What I'm saying is that I can't give myself an NBA contract. The NBA determines whether I'm fit to play in the NBA.
So
That's
he's
the
saying
market.
like he was chosen. Like
I
you were
was chosen. I worked myself up to being the high value Sigma male. I don't call myself that. That's what my fans call me. The fans call me King Hypergamy. When I met with Kemp and Stacy and Ossoff and Warnoff, and I was just at the commissioner thing yesterday, and I was meeting with all of the commissioners at the cab, my fans call me that based on the stuff that I do. So you can't just say that, and I'm not trying to tear you down, but you can't just call yourself that. There has to be something behind that.
Why she
I
can't?
got 9.
Okay. Because
Right.
I'm
But
confused.
here's the thing, she can.
When did I become
'Cause
non-high
his
value? I thought
accolades.
Big
But
Flex
I'm not,
was real
but
high
I'm
value,
not
but
saying
that's
that she's
okay.
not. I'm giving you the stipulations to why and what it actually is to be that. That's what I'm saying. She can call herself whatever the hell she wants. I can call myself an astronaut if I want to.
Ooh, what makes a woman a high value woman then, in your opinion?
In my opinion?
In your opinion.
We got to make sure it's your opinion, though, because
Okay.
you saying the
Yeah.
market.
No, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But did y'all get what I just said about that first part? I got 900
felt your
publications
shade.
that back it up.
Yes.
I got
About
20 movie
Your
appearances that back it up.
accolades.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
did. I felt you did. Yes.
Okay, but no, I wasn't throwing no shade at you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
We gonna keep on
I
going.
believe you. I want to believe you. I can't put in the work for you, though. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
I do that
What?
myself, but that's what
Right.
I'm saying. So as a high value woman myself,
Okay, there you go.
I that's my understanding and that's my belief
got you.
system. So if I want to go and find a man, of course the goggles that I put on are going to be a little bit different now that I have different wisdom, now that I've been through different situations. So I'm not going to be looking at the same type of man that I may have been looking at before. But that doesn't disqualify me from getting a good one. I have it, thank you God. Okay, we did Sierra, we did the nice little prayer over here. So
Okay.
I'm grateful for that. But my point is, how can we? And I feel like as a community in general, that would be us tearing one another down if we're looking at it from that lens, because we're basically you're limiting me and my abilities.
This isn't
and
Disney
where
Channel
I'm going.
anymore. At
It
some
doesn't
point-
have to be Disney.
at
It's
some
real
point,
world.
That's my point.
Okay.
It's the real world.
Right.
I don't care how much you feel that the Mustang I have outside should cost. It costs what it costs at the dealership.
Well,
So
it
you
depends
have
on the
to-
dealership, because you can sell it to a person for more if they
All right,
see the
be-
value
when
in
it's-
it.
when
So
it's mine,
it's
I can do-
selective.
after I buy it, I can do that. I can't go to the dealership and tell them what to sell it for.
Correct.
So that's what I mean. You can't go to somebody else and say, I'm worth this. You have to be worth that. And then their actions, when it's a high value man, his actions will tell you whether or not he feels that you're a high value woman back.
You saying
The demand for you, and then also the treatment and the treatment that you get afterward. Yes. That's what's going to happen.
Is that what makes a woman a high value woman?
I'm sorry, because I'm sorry. I meant to answer that. So, in my opinion.
Yes, in your opinion.
What makes a woman a high value woman is a woman who preserves herself, a woman who has a low body count,
Okay.
a woman who is.
Kid, I need you to stop with your head nods right now.
Me?
Go ahead. No.
Can,
it's
hold
kid.
on. Can I
It's
just
kid.
can I just
Yeah, go
pause
ahead,
for-
sir.
Hey,
Because
hold
I
on
didn't know
right
who
quick.
you was talking to. You was
Hold
looking at
on
me. You
one
was talking to
second.
him.
I know, but
He got
it was
so
like,
excited.
he
Listen,
was
man.
he was over there.
No,
like,
I'm excited
I
for
like
the
this dude,
I'm
man.
excited
I know
for the
you
right
do.
and the wrong reasons real quick. I just want to tell y'all something. I loved when I knew what was about to happen. I knew what was about to happen. I seen it. You guys was all happy and buddy into the real truth. I said, hey, this sounds like
your
somebody
truth. Your familiar
this
truth.
sounds
There you
like
go.
somebody who thinks like Kid Money.
Exactly. There
So
you go. Your familiar truth.
when I
that you can
heard the
relate.
next sentence come out, I said, here comes the face drop.
Yes.
Boom! And when it
Yeah.
dropped, it hit. And I'm
Yeah.
talking about it hit beautifully. If we had 17 cameras, we'd have caught it all.
I like this dude, man.
Man.
I like him.
I deeply appreciate the things that you have said to these ladies today. I do want to let you guys know y'all did jump past something. I'm going to get out of y'all's conversation. But that was beautiful. I love the way you guys are looking at me right now.
I like this
I
dude,
want you to
man.
feel the energy.
I like him.
I didn't say it this time. I did not say it this time.
He feel passionate about
He
this.
said it this time. Thank you.
Anyways.
Right. Okay.
Love you, bro. Good looking.
So what was your answer?
Yes. So what makes a high value woman?
Okay,
Sorry.
what did I say so
being
far?
abstinent or having a low
Yes.
body count.
Having a low
Sorry.
body count. You don't necessarily
Yes.
have to be abstinent. It's
Yeah,
a modern world that we
preserve.
live in.
That was the
Preserve.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
you know,
bad.
I gave an example like 2 shows ago. I said, if you have a boyfriend from 9th grade to 12th grade, and then y'all have sex, if y'all go y'all separate ways, and then you go to college and you have a boyfriend from freshman year to senior year, if y'all go y'all separate ways, say he get deployed overseas, he goes to the military, you go corporate world, whatever you do, and then you get engaged to another guy, right?
Mhm.
Let's say that y'all break the engagement, and then you get married to another dude. That's a lifetime. But modern day, this number right here seems impossible. I'm not gonna move the finish line just because they move the finish line, and because I live like how I live, I don't have to give a fuck anymore about what the stipulations and how you grew up in the home and all of the excuses that's gonna be made for why that's not the case. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody.
I'm not
all
listening
the
to-
women.
taking it personal no more.
Got you.
I got you.
So all the women. This is a PSA to y'all. I don't give a fuck about y'all backstory. If you didn't keep it crossed, it's your business. And I just gave you a fair number of how to get to 4 and how that's a low body count to me. So also a woman that can get her own bag. You don't have to be as rich as me. Me being this successful is a phenomenon. I understand that. It'd be unrealistic for me to feel like that everybody else should be this successful too. But just be able to compliment what it is that I'm doing. I didn't pay for any of this jewelry. I didn't pay for any of these clothes that I have on. This is all gifts that I'm going to be getting for the rest of my life. Can you be a compliment to that? Because now you're going to be getting the exact same thing. That's a high value woman. A woman that also has a vision for herself too. I love a working woman, a woman that can go get her own bag, because I'm going to be going to go get my own bag. So that's another stipulation. A woman that listens, a woman that's not a slave to her emotions, a woman that doesn't feel like her emotions are facts, a woman that knows how to process her emotions and talk through her emotions. Don't force me to be your therapist. I did not go to whatever school they go to, psychology school, to become a therapist. I'm not your therapist, but I am a person that loves you and values your opinion and wants the best for you, so we can talk through whatever it is that you need to talk through. But when I feel like that you need help, don't think I'm pushing you on to a therapist. I am pointing you in the right direction
You
because
got a
I
choice
am
to
not
take.
qualified to
Right.
help you with that.
Right.
My mom used to work in psychology. I get free therapy for the rest of my life. We good on your sessions. We ain't got to pay for them. All right, so we'll talk about that after the show. And then after that, a woman that values earthly stuff over materialistic stuff. The vigilante character is a persona. This is really who I am, but it's more like an alter ego.
Right.
My family knows Remarcus. So you are going to see Remarcus all the time. And then the fans are going to see Vigilante. Have the discernment to be able to differentiate the two.
The two,
Yes,
right? Don't be
yes.
don't take offense. I feel like a lot of people in the industry, it's difficult to have those types of conversations. Of, you know, I'm at work when I'm in this space.
There you go.
Right?
Mhm.
I am working right here.
Yeah.
So if I have to have a conversation, I'm not going to disrespect you by any means. But if it's a certain conversation that you don't feel comfortable with, like, a lot of times if you're in the industry, your partner really has to have a higher level of self-esteem, because they have to be able to understand, like you said, or discern the difference between me doing my job and me actually being and doing something personal.
Yeah.
For example, as a woman, I feel like a lot of times we see a lot of women in the industry who are singers, right? And then they get with these producers, Tamar Braxton, for example. Who else? Some other ladies that are in the industry. All of these women, right? They were a name, or they had a gift. And then when you become one with your partner, if you're doing it correctly, right, you're essentially, you have to give up. It feels like, or it seems like, those women give up their personal goals to really help their partner go and chase what it is that they're doing.
The women to
Tamar
the men?
begged Vince for years to make a music for her, right? And it wasn't until he deemed that she was ready to be able to really come out and do that music. So she's always been a great singer. She's always been beautiful at what she does. But he was the producer. He was able to add that magic sauce to give her those songs that she really needed to be able to bridge the way that he knew he could. So a lot of times I feel like for women, it's more sacrifice in the industry when it comes to those types of things, because essentially we are supposed to be submissive in nature. And so a lot of times we end up giving up careers or our own personal goals to sacrifice them for the bigger picture that our spouse is able to paint.
It seems easier when you with the right man, because he's already a winner before he got with you. So it's nothing for Tom Brady to win another Super Bowl. It's nothing for Jay-Z to get another $1 billion. It's nothing for London to make another track for summer. When I was with my ex, I started acting back in 2015. By that time, when I got with her in 2017, I had already worked my way from background to lead on television. So now, when I got with her, when she had aspirations to act, I had to put her through the same gauntlet that I went through as far as being a background actor. You ain't got to do it for 2 years like I did, but you got to do it for at least 2-3 months so that you can appreciate what's about to happen. And then I made her a lead character on Fatal Attraction. And when that came, because she's a small town girl from Indiana, she still wasn't really ready for that, because now you're getting national television exposure. So then we had to take a step back from that, and then we had to get back to it. So that was just a prime example of that right there.
Right.
We know, because we already been through it.
Right.
We know what attention comes with that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. How we doing? We good? We good? We gonna keep going? Okay, perfect. All right. So a lot of us, right? There's a lot of stressors. You talked a little bit about how on social media, everybody's been talking about how life has been lifing. So through all of your different stressors, I kind of want to go around the room a little bit and figure out how do you deal with those stressors, and what tools do you use to really cope with them? We talked about tools and toolboxes. So what tools do you have in your toolbox to really cope with stressors or difficulties?
You want to go first?
Okay, I bet. So I guess I would have like two answers. Are we talking about like physically or mentally?
Both, whichever one. How do you relieve that?
Okay, so physically, I like to smoke.
Okay.
Okay, but mentally, I have hope. It's like more so of the positive mindset that kind of like keeps me like, I guess, animated to keep even doing things. Like literally the only reason I came out of Atlanta was just like the hope of, I think I could do that. You feel me? I feel like I could do that. I'm about to go do that. Right. You feel me? So, you feel me? Just that really, like, kind of keeps me going, like, you know, being optimistic of my abilities and stuff, of what I can achieve and stuff.
Yes.
Like that.
Okay.
I guess how I get rid of my
Kiara.
stresses.
So that's what your voice sound like. I didn't know what your voice sounded like. Go ahead, Kiara.
Oh. Focusing on what I can control. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have a lot going on, but I just keep it in my lane. You know what I'm saying? I focus on my son. I focus on my career. I focus on my gigs, and that's all I can really do. You know what I mean? I try to have an outlet because being a parent is hard. Being a single parent is hard.
Even harder. Okay, you adding layers there.
Absolutely, making sure I have that outlet, making sure, you know what I mean, I come here, you know what I mean, I link up with my girls when I can. And yeah, I think the main thing is focusing on what I can control. You know what I'm saying?
What is in your realm of control? Therapists use that. I'm sure your mom uses that one. What is in your realm of control? Everybody, you put up your hands, and whatever is on the outside, you don't control. Whatever is on the inside, you try to get control.
Oh, was you saying to do that right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting it up.
There you go. What's in your realm of control? What can you control? What's in the center, in the palm?
Am I supposed to see it in my hand?
Envision it.
Oh, okay, I got
Close
you.
your eyes.
Okay. I got you. Well, let me answer the first question first.
Okay.
When I was 8, I seen the Passion of Christ. That's when I got baptized.
Okay.
So I don't know if y'all seen the Mel Gibson version. So the Mel Gibson, you seen it? The Mel Gibson version was the one when he made
What year?
Jesus. 2003,
Oh,
04.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, he definitely seen it.
Okay.
So what he did was, instead of like, remember we used to go to children's church and there was like cartoons of God, and he actually.
VeggieTales? Remember VeggieTales? Go on now. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, I remember VeggieTales. He had a 3D. He had like a realistic version, so it'd be like me acting as God,
Okay.
and you realistically getting to see me get whipped, beat, thorns in my head as a person though, not like as a CGI cartoon.
It's real blood.
Real blood.
Right.
And seeing him get nailed to the cross, I don't think that there was one person that left that movie theater not in tears or just not even being comfortable enough to get into the car and drive immediately. Everybody was shocked. From that moment, I realized that there was really nothing that could detour what I wanted to do in life, because he was a perfect man and he had a perfect father. They kept asking him, "Are you the son of God?" And his answer was yes, and they still called him a liar, and it was the truth. So then I realized that even when you tell the truth, people who don't want to hear it are never going to want to hear it.
Correct.
They killed him, and he said, "Listen, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. I'm going to rise in 3 days, and I'm going to do this because I love them." And when he rose in 3 days, everything trembled, including the devil that was watching the whole thing happen, which then told me about later gratification. So I learned everything in life parallel to that experience that he had. And that's kind of what made me ready for what they call now fame, because the most famous person is him. I can never be as famous as him, so I'm just chilling in my lane and praising him.
Come on now.
I don't mean to sound cliche.
No, you
I'm just
good.
being real.
It's good. That's good. That's good right there. Okay. And on that note, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.